For over 2,000 years, one of history's most famous figures, Cleopatra, the last queen of Egypt, has been lost to time. Her life is legendary, her death shrouded in drama and tragedy. But her final resting place? That remains one of the greatest mysteries of the ancient world. Where is Cleopatra's tomb? Cleopatra VII, the last ruler of the Ptolemaic dynasty, was no ordinary queen. She was a brilliant strategist, a fierce leader, and one of the most famous women in history. Her love affairs with Julius Caesar and Mark Antony are the stuff of legend, but it was her tragic death, alongside Antony, that cemented her place in history. The story goes that after their defeat by Octavian, Rome's future Emperor Augustus, at the Battle of Actium in 31 BCE, Cleopatra and Antony retreated to Alexandria. Antony, believing Cleopatra to be dead, took his own life. Soon after, Cleopatra followed, reportedly taking her own life using the bite of a venomous snake. But what happened next is where the trail goes cold. Ancient historians like Plutarch wrote that Cleopatra and Antony were buried together in a magnificent tomb befitting their status. But where this tomb lies, no one knows. Most believe Cleopatra was buried somewhere in or near Alexandria, the city she ruled and loved. But Alexandria today is a very different place. Much of the ancient city now lies beneath the Mediterranean Sea, swallowed by earthquakes and rising waters over the centuries. Could Cleopatra's tomb lie hidden beneath the waves, entombed in a sunken city? One of the most tantalizing clues comes from ancient texts. Plutarch describes Cleopatra's tomb as lofty and beautiful, filled with treasures of gold, silver, emeralds, and pearls. But no trace of such a tomb has ever been found. Was it destroyed, looted, or does it still remain intact, waiting to be discovered? In recent years, archaeologists have turned their attention to a site called Taposiris Magna, located about 30 miles west of Alexandria. This temple, dedicated to Osiris, the Egyptian god of the underworld, has yielded fascinating finds, including coins and statues bearing Cleopatra's image. Some believe this site could hold her tomb, hidden within its ancient ruins. But there's a problem. Despite years of excavation, no definitive evidence has been uncovered. Could Taposiris Magna hold Cleopatra's remains? Or is the search leading us in the wrong direction? Others speculate that Cleopatra's tomb lies deeper within the Nile Delta, in a place yet to be explored. The delta is vast, its geography constantly changing over the centuries due to floods and sediment. If Cleopatra and Antony were buried in a secret location, it's possible their tomb has been lost to time, hidden beneath layers of earth and history. And then there's the possibility that Cleopatra's tomb was deliberately hidden to protect it from looters. As Egypt fell under Roman rule, Cleopatra's legacy became a symbol of resistance, a threat to the new regime. Perhaps her followers concealed her tomb, burying her in an unmarked grave to ensure her enemies could never desecrate her final resting place. But what if her tomb no longer exists? The ancient world was not kind to its monuments. Wars, natural disasters, and centuries of looting have erased countless treasures. It's possible that Cleopatra's tomb was destroyed during one of Alexandria's great earthquakes or plundered long ago. If so, we may never know where she was laid to rest. And yet, the allure of Cleopatra's tomb continues to captivate. The idea of finding her final resting place, a tomb that might still hold her remains and treasures, fuels the imagination of archaeologists and adventurers alike. What makes this mystery so powerful is that it's not just about finding a tomb. It's about uncovering the story of Cleopatra herself. She wasn't just a queen. She was a symbol of power, intellect, and defiance. To find her tomb would be to bring her story full circle, to connect us with one of the most extraordinary figures of the ancient world. Standing at the edge of Alexandria, looking out over the Mediterranean Sea, you can't help but wonder, is Cleopatra lying beneath the waves waiting to be found? Or is her tomb buried somewhere deep in the sands of Egypt, hidden forever? Cleopatra's tomb is more than just a missing piece of history. It's a reminder of how much of our past remains undiscovered, a symbol of how even the greatest figures can vanish into the sands of time. Will we ever find Cleopatra's final resting place? Or will this mystery remain unsolved, leaving us to only imagine the grandeur of the Queen's final farewell? What do you think? Could her tomb still be out there, waiting to be uncovered? Or is Cleopatra destined to remain one of history's most enduring mysteries? Share your theories and join us as we continue to explore the lost secrets of the ancient world.